Tim, so it's been a week. We might be a little bit off our game, but give me an opener. What are we opening with this week?
How did I get here? Wait, we're doing a show this week?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to As the Buckle Turns, your source for all the greatest wrestling news on the entire interwebs ever here at Zop Gaming. It's the best wrestling podcast on Zop Gaming. Yes, it is. I'm Adam.
Tim. Sorry, I just gave your microphone COVID.
Thanks.
No problem.
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. So we got predictions this week for two shows.
One
That's going to be official. The other one, well, might as well fill in some time. Need those minutes for YouTube, okay? We need those minutes.
Need those minutes.
Give us the thumbs ups as well. Subscribe, please. Seriously.
Whoa. This is a family-oriented channel. Stop asking people to give you a thumb up at the butt.
I did not say that, and stop saying that I said that.
But you did say that. Give us a thumbs up. A thumbs up.
That's all I said.
But everyone knows that's
No,
slang.
it's not.
Everyone knows it's slang for a thumb up the butt.
No, it's not.
Everyone knows this.
It's you and your shenanigans over there. Anyway, you know what? Should we start off with the predictions, or should we start off with some news and then get to the predictions?
Let's do predictions.
All right, so we got Bound for Glory and Hell in a Cell.
We're not actually doing Hell in a Cell for the count because
No, 5 matches. Come on.
And also, this was literally a year. I know it doesn't feel like it. It feels like 5 years at this point, but it's only been a year since the fiasco of last year.
That caused a bunch of us to leave.
It was also last year around this time where they only had like 3 matches before. This week they're better this year. They have 5 officially now.
2 more matches.
But yeah, I'm sorry, I don't care.
I'm not really. I'm like looking over this, and there's one.
And I gotta be honest with you. Like, I'm okay with never doing another WWE's predictions until they actually get better.
Ooh, until they have one that we're interested in.
Yeah, well, obviously you have to do Royal Rumble and WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Those you just kind of have to, regardless of how terrible they'll probably end up being overall. But you still just kind of gotta do them out of respect.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't care about WWE pay-per-view. Like this. There's 2 matches on the card that I actually care about, and we know the results of them.
Do we?
Yes.
Okay.
I know the results of them. You may be stupid and think they're going to go somewhere else.
I know. Anyway, so let's go ahead and kick this off. We got the singles match for the Money in the Bank contract. Otis is taking on The Miz. So we both were... The obvious thing is that The Miz is winning here because the WWE has had no real plan for Otis and the Money in the Bank this entire time.
Well, the fact that he would be then taking the briefcase to Raw, which, have you heard about the curse of The Miz?
No, what is the curse of The Miz?
Apparently, and every time The Miz changes brands, the brand he's on becomes the better show. And if you look back at it,
it's kind of true.
It's really true.
Like, I wouldn't directly say it's his fault. It's like, it's a correlation that every time he transfers brands, the brand he goes to is the better show.
Yeah.
Wow. So Raw's going to be the better show.
Possibly.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
One of the ways to do that would be to give him the Money in the briefcase.
Yes.
But here's the thing, though. There has been talk about trying to get the belt, the briefcase off Otis, about a credible challenger. There's only one problem, though. Otis has some supporters in the company. One being the guy who makes all the decisions.
I know. But it's so weird that like Vince likes Otis with the Money in the Bank, but it doesn't seem like he's trying to do anything with it.
Because Vince doesn't care about anything. He's literally become Vince Russo when it comes to championships and everything. They're props. You just use them where you need them.
Yeah.
That's all they've all become down to. The only reason why we actually get some kind of value on something is because someone has figured out a way to talk to Vince to make him think it's going to be a good thing and done well. But I mean, look at the Universal Championship. No one gives a fuck about the Universal Championship. I'd say the most meaningful storyline that they've actually done is actually finally happening 4 years after its creation.
Yeah, fair enough. But we'll get to that. I think that it's going to be the Miz walking out with the championship, with the Money in the Bank.
I'm going with Otis.
Oh, okay.
You know why?
Why?
Because the only reason why this thing's on the line is because Miz bribed JBL, who's going to rule in Otis' favor, to get the match. So Otis has got to go over.
Look, I know that this WWE also looks at their product as if it's a soap opera, but man, that is so convoluted.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So our next match is a singles match. Jeff Hardy versus Elias.
Which makes absolutely no sense.
I mean, all Elias had to do was review the videotape and see that it wasn't actually Jeff Hardy that beat him up.
Jeff was framed, remember.
Yeah.
So apparently Elias, he'll listen to a recording, but not video recording.
But not watch the video of what happened.
This is how bad WWE is. Their own stars won't watch their own product.
That's pretty bad. Especially since, actually I know why they don't watch the product. It's because there's something wrong with them and they have to turn at a really, really, really horrible angle so that they can watch TV over their left or right shoulder and slightly behind them. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. So after a while, you just kind of go, I'm not watching the product.
Wait, but that's only when they're on
No. It's on WWE property. You have to watch all monitors that way.
But why does he just watch it from home?
Dude, that would mean that he would have to record it.
That's true. No one's recording.
No. Unless your job is to review the episode, you're not rewatching
Dude, even
it.
the editors can watch it. They fast forward to the part.
All right, moving on. Okay.
I was told to edit this part out. Where is it? Oh, it's at this time code? Okay.
Boom, done.
They're not watching it. They're just cutting what out they're supposed to cut out.
All right, our next match is Jeff Hardy's winning here.
Actually,
I would like to see Elias win here. Because
I can see Elias win here because there's a rumor going around that they could see him bumping up to a main event. Because they've seen any slot they put him in, he just steals it.
Exactly. He's kind of a Sami Zayn level. Like, you put him pretty much anywhere, and he will fill up that spot beautifully.
It's in my opinion, it's like 2 years too late for Elias.
Yeah.
They should have, but at least they're gonna give him a shot now.
Yeah.
But I have no faith that they're actually gonna pull it off because they're gonna give him stupid shit now, even worse shit now.
Probably.
But good for him if they're actually they follow through it, because we all know what happens when you are one of Vince McMahon's favorites and can have a big spot in the future. You get fed to someone else.
Yes,
like
exactly.
Zelina Vega, who's supposed to be Vince McMahon's favorite, who just got fed to what's her name? Montez Ford's wife. EXT. EST of WWE. I can't think of her name.
I have no idea.
She has the long ponytail.
Bianca Belair.
Yeah, that's it. Her. On Raw. So yeah, you can't take these with anything. Anyway,
all right.
I think Elias will probably get the victory here.
Okay.
Especially since he just came back from injury, which he actually was injured.
All right, so the next is our first Hell in a Cell match. It's for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship.
Sasha Banks.
Sasha versus Bayley. You're saying Sasha.
Yes.
The first women's Hell in a Cell match was Sasha versus Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
And Sasha walked out the champion.
No.
Bayley. I'm going to say Bayley here. This is going to be Sasha Banks. unable to, much like unable to win in Brooklyn, cannot win in Hell in a Cell.
Well, because she lost to Becky last year in Hell in a Cell.
Exactly.
After debuting, I think this is unless they're gonna try to take this to WrestleMania, which they should. If they were going to do that, they should just put Sasha on Raw and have her win the Royal Rumble and then come after Bayley for WrestleMania. But no, I think this is what they're gonna give Sasha the win, and then she'll drop it like 2 weeks later on SmackDown back to Bayley because Sasha can't hold on to a title.
Of course.
Except for the tag team championship.
And even then.
Well, it was longer than any of her WWE title reigns, world title reigns.
Even combined? Yeah, even combined. Actually, never mind.
Yeah, she didn't last very long.
No.
I think her longest reign as WWE Women's Champion during that thing with Charlotte was about a month.
Yeah, I think so. All right, next up is second Hell in a Cell match. This one is for the WWE Championship. It's Drew McIntyre taking on Randy Orton. Drew McIntyre is retaining his championship. Seriously, why are we pushing an old guy like Randy Orton in the championship division right now?
Well, the fact that he actually came alive when he was feuding with Edge.
Well, yes, but still, like, that was, yes, he got over, but that's two legends coming back to face off against each other.
If they're going to put the belt on Randy, they have to do it here, but I think there's been rumors about this for a while now, and then McIntyre kept retaining.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Drew. I'll say Drew, but I'm going to actually say Randy. Also say Randy. I won't be surprised. Honestly, I won't be surprised if they do that because there's rumors that they want to put Randy Orton versus Edge for the title at WrestleMania.
Okay.
So, who knows?
And the current main event, it's a Hell in a Cell I Quit match.
Which is an awesome stipulation, by the way.
Yeah.
Turning something that was a joke last year about like how you stop a Hell in a Cell match without actually pinfall and turn into adding a stipulation to an I Quit inside of a Hell in a Cell. I actually, I like that.
I like it too. I like it. It's a great idea.
Now, if we can only get a ladder match inside of a Hell in a Cell match, that would be awesome.
The belt is at the very top inside.
Yep.
And they've also extended the top now. Yep. So, yeah, you need a ladder in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That'd be fun.
That would be crazy.
And you see, like, someone like... I could just see, like, a heel versions of the Usos. Not the Usos, the heel versions of, like, New Day. But, exit the ring, climb up on top.
Undo it out from the outside.
They cut the meshing and pull it up that way. So they don't have to risk taking a big, huge ladder bump.
Yep.
Only to get thrown off the cage. It's like, no!
By God, Big E's been broken in half.
Roman Reigns is retaining.
Yes, he is. Even though it would be crazy to have Jey Uso suddenly beat him right here. No, we're building up heel Roman here.
If heel Roman had been going on for a very long time, yes, you could do that. But no, it's not. And the stipulation of the fact that if Jey quits, him and Jimmy have to fall in line, or they're ostracized from the Noah family.
Yeah,
their families are ostracized. They won't get any help.
Nope.
They'll be shunned, which is awesome.
Now we need, once this happens and this team is really formed, we need to bring The Rock back into this picture.
Yes.
Just to suddenly be like, hey, cuz, and, Rock's in the ring cutting a great promo and interrupted by Roman, who then questions him about why does he think it's his ring?
See, one thing I'd love to see them do, they won't do this, but it would be interesting to see them do is if they can make a short-term deal with MLW and bring in Jacob Fatu.
Yes.
Have a little feud with Roman.
Yep.
Because that would be kind of fun, like there. But
I mean, the greatest thing to happen here would actually be a working relationship with New Japan and having Guerrillas of Destiny come over and be like, no, Jimmy and Jay, you guys aren't the bad side of the family. We're the bad side of the family.
Yeah.
You guys are just little cute puffballs.
That'd be fun to see, like, other people, like, from, like, New Japan, like, the Girls of Destiny come in and feud with Roman.
Yeah.
and like fall in line, and now you have two teams, tag teams.
Yep.
One, and it'd also be interesting to one that embraces it and one that doesn't.
Yes.
Because they do when they're given a direct order, they follow it.
Oh, of course.
But they look for any way out of they look for the loopholes in the order.
They're like, I don't really have to do anything. All you did was just yell out the words, "Save me." There's 4 people here, and the Usos have already jumped in, so they saved you. Now, if you said my name, save me. That's different.
Yeah. So, but it'll be interesting to see. But it's a great storyline. It's one of the out of all the storylines going. Sasha and Bailey and this one are the two. The Dominic, the Rey Mysterio, Seth Rollins storyline is one of the better ones. It's not close to these 2 levels.
No.
But it is the next best one. It was one of the reasons why they actually got brought over to SmackDown, because they get more views. And WWE says, we want our hottest feuds to be viewed with the most people. Logic.
Yeah.
Who would have thought of that?
No.
It's just every time SmackDown has usually when SmackDown has hot feuds, they get dragged over to Raw and then completely ruined.
Right.
Somehow. So, but, yeah. Don't
5
care.
matches.
Yeah.
5 matches. It is. We are literally recording this on Saturday. I'll probably have this up Sunday, so welcome to the show, Sunday, people.
So Sunday, that means it'll really go up on Tuesday.
No, I'm.
Oh, wait, my bad. That's slamming Saturdays.
Yeah, that'll be up Monday or Tuesday.
So this will go up on Monday then.
Oh, I hate you.
Wait, didn't the last one go up on Monday? Yeah, I think the last one we did went up on Monday.
So I got a weird question for you.
What's that?
We can't do our predictions for Bound for Glory.
Why is that?
Because
They've already started.
Yep.
How many matches have finished?
The pre-show match is already done.
Well, we can still do the main card if you just take it off your phone.
Nope. Nope. No, I'm not taking this off my phone. And I'm even gonna hit updates.
You just wanted it so you can cheat to win.
No idea what you're talking about. No idea what you're talking about.
You can use the Excel sheet on the computer.
Nope. 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 Okay. And it looks like they did add a match on here as well.
What match?
EC3 versus Moose.
That's on my list.
Yeah, okay.
I literally copied it. No, maybe it wasn't.
Yeah.
I had seen it before, but...
Okay, let's get right into Bound for Glory. The matches. So only the pre-show match has been already done. Who
won it?
Oh, that is... The Deaners defeated the Rascals.
Okay. Don't care.
Exactly. All right.
Are you going to write this down so we actually can, keep track of it?
I guess so. All right. Match 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many matches are there on this card? 8. 8 matches.
3 more than WWE. But they actually did a very good job of, revealing who these matches were going to be over a period of time.
All right, so this first match, I'm going to just go down from number 8 up to number 1. This is the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match, where the winner could choose any championship of their choice. If Heath or Rhino wins, then Heath also wins a full-time contract with Impact Wrestling. If neither wins, then Rhino is fired. Hernandez will enter last, while Rhino will enter first. And there is a to be determined in here.
So, to be determined will win.
Yes. So we have, in alphabetical order, AC Romero, Alicia Edwards, Brian Myers, Havoc, Heath, Hernandez, Larry D, Rhino, Taya Valkyrie, Tennille Dashwood, and Tommy Dreamer.
And to be
determined.
I'm going to be determined just because...
To be determined.
Mostly because I just want to see Heath lose and not get hired, and then Rhino and Heath keep trying to now Rhino has to try to get rehired.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I like the idea of them continuing on their kind of comedy stuff.
Yeah,
I like it.
I find it funny that they're actually basically taking the whole Heath not being drafted and not having a contract storyline from SmackDown from years ago, and just really running with it again.
Completely running with it.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we have a singles match. It's Eddie Edwards taking on Ken Shamrock.
Eddie Edwards is going to win because I'm pretty sure this is going to be Ken Shamrock's last match because he was inducted to the Impact Hall of Fame.
Okay. Really? Okay, I like that.
I could be wrong, but
I'm going to say Ken Shamrock. We're going to... Oh, this is Bound for Glory.
Yeah.
Slammiversary is earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Never mind. So, you... Double E, I hate that you have convinced me of this. Yes.
Who did you pick for the first matchup?
Oh, Rhino.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm taking Rhino on that.
It's not going to be actually Heath. It's got to be Rhino.
Yeah, it's going to be Rhino. By eliminating Heath. Like, it's going to be one of those that, like, I'm sorry, I love you. What? Boom!
Core!
And then just kind of gently throws them over.
I so hope. I want the finish of that matchup. As much as I picked To Determine, I want Alicia Edwards to win it and have her win it by the last part, like Heath and Rhino are like on the outside, and like Heath.
It's a gauntlet match, so it's not an over the top rope.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's stupid.
Which is why I kind of like the I'm sorry, I love you. What? Boom!
It would have been fun. It would have been
Gore.
Funny. It'd still be funny, like it's like Heath is the last one, so Rhino comes in to try to finish it, and she ducks out of the way because she took a gore this past TV, and then he hits Heath and she covers him and she wins because she is tiny, but dude, when Rhino gored her, she took it like a champ.
Yeah, she is tiny.
Yeah,
5 foot nothing.
Yeah, she's Alexa Bliss's height.
Which is really hilarious because one of her names for a while is Alexis. So,
Right. All right. So you're going with EE for the second match. What's the next matchup?
Next up, we've got EC3 versus Moose in a singles match.
I'm surprised they're not having it for the defunct TNT Championship.
I know. I don't know why.
I think EC3
the
destroyed
TNA Championship?
Yeah, the TNA. I think that he...
When did they get the TNT Championship?
Yeah. I think he destroyed it because he kidnapped it, basically. I think he destroyed it in part of the storyline.
Okay.
I'm going with EC3 because, as far as I know, he hasn't had a match yet since he returned.
I don't think so.
So I'm going with EC3.
I like that idea. I like that. I'm agreeing with you on that one. Okay. Next up, we have a 6-way intergender scramble match for the Impact X Division Championship. We have Rohit Raju, Chris Bay, Jordan Grace, fucking love you, girl, TJP, Trey Miguel, and Willie Mack.
I know who you're going for. You're going with Jordan Grace because she's a thick...
Because she's a beast, bro.
She's thick, and you like the thick ones.
She is thick. But yeah, damn, like she throws people around.
No, I know. I want Chris Bay to win just because I think it'd be hilarious. And not that I know anything about him. I know he's just a former X Division champion. But I'm gonna go with Jordan Grace.
Okay. I really feel that like she's the best one to step up into the void that Tessa Blanchard left behind by just getting herself fired.
Oh, by the way, her now husband has left Impact.
Oh, okay.
He's been asking for a release for a while, but they finally released him last week.
Oh, wow.
Something tells me there's gonna be a big signing with Tessa coming soon.
Probably.
I'm assuming it's going to be WWE, and I'm going to assume it was part of the agreement. It was going to be to bring him in. Like, if she goes right to the main roster, he's going to be part of NXT.
Okay.
I could say.
All right.
Or they'll both be in NXT, regardless of would they they go. I would prefer her to go to AEW.
Yeah.
She just bring instant credibility to the women's division. So I'm still hoping for Sasha Banks to leave WWE when her contract's up and go over to AEW. That's my goal.
I know that. All right, next up, we have a four-way tag team match for the Impact World Tag Team Championship. We have the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, the Good Brothers, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, the North, Ethan Page and Josh Alexander, and Ace Austin and Madman Fulton.
I know who you're going for. You're going with the Good Brothers.
No.
You're not?
No.
Good, because that's who I'm going for.
I'm going with the Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to retain.
I like them.
I do too. I just don't think they're going to retain here. If I had to pick the wild card, it would be Mad Max Fulton and whatever his name is.
And Ace Austin.
I could see them going in that direction just as a...
Throw everyone off type of thing.
Throw everyone off.
Swerve.
Also, it would be a good setup for the Good Brothers to then build up to take him off of them.
Yeah.
But I like that most of the Machine Guns are back. They need to be brought over to the AEW's division.
I know.
Because in my fantasy booking, because I bought Ring of Honor because I made a stupid mistake,
Yeah.
I have access to the Motor City Machine Guns. But because of that, once I post my when I eventually post my all out fantasy booking, I had to take time off from fantasy booking to figure out what the fuck I'm doing because that kind of messed me up. Because I have a lot of good people I want to use, but I'm already not using I'm not using the Dark Order. I haven't used them at all in any way, shape, or form. I had a plan for them, but it kind of got messed up with a new plan. So I got to kind of figure out where I'm going with everything.
The Dark Order is one of the hottest things going for AEW.
I know, and that's why I'm not happy with it, because my original plan was I think it was from Double or Nothing all the way to next year's Double or Nothing or something like that. It was supposed to be like Brody Lee as world champion or something like that.
All right.
But anyway,
So-
that got fucked up.
We got a singles match now for the Impact Knockouts Championship. It's Deonna Purrazzo versus Kylie Ray.
So interesting news. Dana Purrazzo, by the way,
Okay.
she just signed a long-term deal with Impact, which is good. Good for her.
Yeah.
But she's kind of shine. She's like one of those NXT stars that got no TV time, except for a few spots here on NXT for like a week, and then a few spots to be crushed on Raw, and that's it. And then she came in and showed us what she could do in Impact. And you're like, why weren't they using you on NXT?
Who knows?
But
Because she would have overshadowed Shayna and Charlotte Flair.
well, Shayna wasn't in NXT anymore at the time.
Yeah, it would still overshadow them.
Yeah, I know. But so I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't do the title change here. But they also been kind of building Kylie Ray up. So I'm gonna go with Kylie Ray just because I think it's their WrestleMania.
Okay, Kylie Ray.
And it's it's a good way to go that way.
Kylie Ray, the one who actually does Bayley properly
Yes.
on a larger audience.
Who AEW missed out on because they fucked that up.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, anyway. So next up, we've got a singles match for the Impact World Championship.
You didn't say who you were picking.
Oh, Deonna Purrazzo.
Perezzo.
No, it's not gonna be. I'm like looking at the word. There's no way to make that a long A with two consonants in front of it and two behind it.
Perezzo.
Anyway, singles match for the Impact World Championship. Eric Young versus Rich Swann.
You're going with Eric Young?
I, of course, am going with the not-so-bearded crazy man. I miss his beard. I do.
He looks frighteningly, when he's playing a psycho character and being clean-shaven, he's quite scary.
He is. He is.
Do you remember when they, Stinsky?
Yep.
When they brought him back with completely shaven, bald, and his, got gnarly teeth and everything?
Yep.
Like, that was scary, because he already had the height and everything.
Right.
It's that kind of mind frame, but Eric Young is short.
Yes, he
And
is.
it's just
Still crazy.
It's still crazy. It's one of those things where if you do that, you can do it. I kind of think they're gonna go with Rich Swann, but I'm gonna go with Eric Young.
All right.
I'd prefer Eric Young. I mean, I know he's been Rich Strong has been doing some good stuff over there, but Eric Young has only had the title for a short period of time, and I think it'd be better off. You can set up Rich Swann to win the title at a different time. But
Okay. That's great. That's all of our predictions.
as we're doing the predictions, we'll keep you guys up to date on who's winning what.
Nope.
No, we won't.
No, I'm going to ignore it for the rest of the show. All right, guys, we got to move on to some news now.
Wait, something actually happened in the wrestling industry this week? Or
Yes.
the last 2 weeks?
The WWE is being investigated by the Orange County Department of Health. Okay, so like that headline is a little misleading. There are 9 specific locations that the Department of Health is looking into regarding COVID-19 hotspots.
Yes, but the reason why you go with that title, that
That's the
headline,
click. That's the clickbait right there.
Well, it's not just clickbait. It's because WWE is a really well-known, recognizable name.
Well, there's nine locations
And
on
they
this
have-
list,
and
and
3
the
of them.
WWE is 3 of them.
And then they're the only one that has multiple locations
Yes.
listed under them.
Well, no, there's 2 locations for a gym franchise.
Oh, they are. Oh, okay. Yes, you're right. I forgot about them.
Yep.
But still, that's a gym franchise, and I'm pretty sure that's. I've never heard of the gym, which means they don't have many spots.
No,
So I'm gonna guess the 2 are all that exist.
probably.
But well, at least in Orange County. So, but yeah. Okay. So the spots are: you have Full Sail,
Yes.
the Performance Center, now
Uh-huh.
the Capital Wrestling Center.
The CWC
Yeah.
instead of the WCW.
Exactly. And then you have Agway
The Amway Center.
Center for it. Now, so we gotta get some backstory here.
Okay.
How did and why was these brought up, and how did they get on this list? Well, apparently it's because there are people within the company of WWE who are not happy with WWE, and not necessarily happy with WWE, not happy with certain people within the WWE, and WWE not doing anything about it.
Right.
So the idea is that because there's a bunch of people who are anti-maskers in the company who refuse or just not refusing or just neglectfully not following the company's standards outside of the company, like they're recommended, and they're putting everyone else at risk. One of the examples of this is the last outbreak in NXT happened because some people in NXT had a party and that became a spreader. So there's a bunch of people who are in the company who don't like these people who are anti-maskers, not taking it seriously. They don't give a shit about anyone else, and since WWE hasn't done anything about it, they've leaked it.
They brought it to the Department of Health.
So that's what the Dave Meltzer was talking about. No one specifically, but they're.
I do enjoy the WWE's corporate response to it of, we test everyone, and we only have a 1.5% COVID infection rate, and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, I'm looking at it going, yeah, but no, what this actually, yeah, you guys have a 1.5% doing this, but you have, like, it keeps happening.
Well, let's be honest.
This isn't the one time it happened. It wasn't like, oh, well, we've 1.5% ever have been tested positive. It's like, okay, yeah, but it's not a single time. It wasn't like, okay, boom, it happened and we've never seen it again. It happened here, it happened in another location. It's following you as a company, which means that there is a failure within your health risk protocols. Like, seriously.
Well,
Get your shit together.
Let's also remember the first outbreak when it happened, they weren't testing for it.
No, they
were
weren't.
checking temperatures and having a questionnaire. So they weren't taking this seriously at all.
Have you been exposed to anyone who has COVID-19? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like,
And the questionnaire was about how they felt, not if they had contact.
okay, do you feel good? Well, I mean, I'm at work.
Yeah, it's like, that doesn't answer the question.
I'm doing something that I absolutely love.
And getting squashed.
Getting paid to be part of a TV show. Yeah, I'm feeling fine.
Exactly. After that, that's when they start testing for it. But the thing is, like, yeah, it's just like,
It's happened a couple of times, guys.
and it's just like, you need to take this seriously. And I'm sorry, like, well, I agree, like, people, when you're outside of your work, I can understand the idea of not wanting to wear a mask.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're in your own home,
Yeah,
that's your
I
turn.
don't-
Yeah, you don't have to wear a mask. But if you're going to have people come over that you don't know,
Yeah. Or go out to places.
well, even if you do have people coming over, if it's not people you know aren't staying home, or like you who want to go out and not wearing masks, you don't know who they've been in contact with. Or the
Right.
person before that, and all that. And that's how it's called contact.
Yeah, one person has contact with another person who has contact with 5 people, who has contact with 5 each. Wow, we're already up to 25 people exposed.
But not even that, but you also think, like, people who are usually anti-maskers don't follow social distancing standards.
Nope.
So, like, if you're not wearing a mask but you're staying away from people, that's one thing.
Yeah. Seriously, people, social distance, wear a mask.
Yeah.
God, I practice social distancing to the point that I just don't go out
Adam,
at all.
Adam, you were practicing social distancing before social distancing was cool.
I know. Last 2019, they'd be like, look at this loser staying home playing video games. 2020, look at this smart guy staying home and playing video games.
Dude,
He's not exposing himself
I
to
was
anything.
social distancing not because it was cool. I thought it was cool or anything. It's because I didn't have money to go out and do anything.
Financially, you've been social distancing yourself from cash for a long time now.
Not just from people, but from cash. So, but yeah, it's an issue. I do hope it's taken seriously. I mean,
Yes.
WWE likes to fight anything that challenges them because how dare you challenge the money WWE? But this is a health organization. They can find, if they find that you're not taking it seriously, they could shut them down.
Yeah.
And that's not what WWE wants.
No.
Florida is the one place that they could actually keep doing this.
I mean, the worst part is that they could shut them down over, like, a bad buffet.
Yeah.
Like, we're the Department of Health, and we're looking at this protocol, this protocol, this protocol. Wait a second. That's not the way the buffet is supposed to be set up.
Close them.
Oh, we gotta shut this down, guys. What? We got nailed on the buffet?
Yeah.
On catering?
So
yeah, sorry.
So it's one of those things. Well, yes, Florida is completely open, which is stupid.
Yep.
The Orange County can come in and shut you down.
Exactly.
And
They do also there's 9, and then there's a secondary list of bars specifically.
Yeah.
There are 7 that are on that list as well.
so it will be interesting to see how the story develops. But
Like they've got
Well,
like
more-
16 places that they're looking at. In like Orange County really is Orlando.
yeah,
It's like the city of Orlando and like I think 3 outlying suburbs.
yeah, I guess so. Well, let me put it this way: where I was living in Orange County for when I was going to Full Sail was just down the road. Like literally, you pull out the driveway. I actually had to go up to the light about
You couldn't make a
100
left.
feet. No, because it's the way the highlight was. You had to go up to the light, turn, and go back down. But you basically just went through that light, you went through the next light. At the third light, you turn left, and there's Full Sail on the right. It's right there. But for me, if you kept going through that first light, you're in a different county.
Oh.
And especially when there was a curfew for Orange County,
Yes.
I was telling Adam this because it's like I can violate it very, very easily. Like, how can you violate it? It's not like the cops were roaming the
County line.
like right in the county line or like all over the place and all that. No, it's like, but anyway, I could just literally go
Across the street.
50 feet outside of my apartment complex and be in another county and which we did not have our curfew at the time.
You're like, I'm not on a curfew.
And not like anything was open. Like Walmart was even closing beforehand.
Yeah.
So it was just like, but yeah, it's just like I could go out if I wanted to be out somewhere. I could go out. But yes, so hopefully this will be taken more seriously.
Yeah.
WWE has actually been taking it seriously, since especially the third one.
Right.
But if people aren't taking it seriously at home, these anti-maskers, find them, send them home.
Yeah. Send them home.
Don't let them train and just say you're suspended. You're not without pay.
Right.
And yes, it's your opinion. You have your right to your opinion and your beliefs.
But we're protecting our.
We need to protect that, and you're not taking it seriously, so we're not going to use you.
Yep.
And see how when it hurts their dime, how quickly they're going to bounce back.
Exactly. Well, hopefully they don't find out that it's all NXT's fault because we love the Wednesday night ratings war around here. We talk about it every time we have a show. So yes, the ratings this week. AEW once again won.
Wait. AEW's been winning? Everyone knows
yes.
NXT has been dominating.
Yeah, they've been dominating at having lower... You know what? Never mind.
Okay. Can I just say one thing about NXT?
Yep.
And the people's losing interest in NXT? Wrestle Talk has stopped their podcast review of NXT.
Wow.
Because it was not as many people were watching it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because all they had to point out was like, yeah, we're no longer going to be doing the NXT podcast review because not as many people have been watching it and it would hurt their overall rating, then financially.
Wow.
So it's like, we're not going to be doing that. So we're sorry for those who were interested in watching that, but unfortunately, this is something we had to make a decision on.
You guys weren't enough to keep a show on the air. I'm so sorry. We're over here being like, hey, you know what? I got five views this week. That was, so many views.
So any of you NXT fans,
come on over
from Wrestle Talk, who now that if you come and start listening to this podcast, we'll review NXT.
We might start watching it.
I mean, heck, I've started watching Nitro from '96, and every pay-per-view of the '96 so far, up to the Great American Bash.
All right.
Because I wanted to see the similarities between WCW and AEW, and there are some similarities.
Yes.
But they do not follow WCW's hardcore rule of '96.
Which was?
Give it free on TV and have a dirty finish so no one gets hurt. Rule. And that's why AEW is not drawing the ratings that WCW. No, it's actually a good thing.
Okay.
Anyway.
So AEW this week was 753,000 to NXT's 644,000.
Which they're both down.
Yeah, but they were up against the Game 2 of the World Series. Yes. Which I totally forgot that the World Series was even going on.
I didn't know that half the sports had come back and were continuing the last season.
All right. We're on the same boat here.
So, yeah. But no, also AEW did lose more fans than NXT. Like NXT didn't lose very much.
Okay.
It just kind of goes to show you NXT has that really hardcore
they have a
base there, but also because they are not fans of actual sports.
Yeah.
Where a lot of fans of AEW are fans of sports.
They could be.
But I just don't think they're fans of a lot of them aren't as many of them as fans of baseball. Which I don't blame them.
I don't either. Baseball is either exciting because it's all about the anticipation, or it's ungodly boring because there is no anticipation to anything.
Well, so on Wrestle Talk's podcast this yesterday actually.
Yeah.
Denise and Luke were talking about this, and they brought up like the World Series and how like baseball's like boring as shit. Like he's watched one, and it's like her grandmother when she moved to the States watched one. Oh, was excited for it and was bored to tears. But what Denise liked it, I'm like. But then Denise said that like there's a spot at I guess in L.A. where she lives for theirs where there's a spot because like food costs a huge, way out of overpriced. But there's a spot there that you can pay one price for all you can eat. Now, if I'm going to go to a baseball game, I'm going there. I don't care how much it costs. Because
All I can eat.
All I can eat. I'm gonna pay more attention to the food.
Yeah.
And if it has something interesting actually happens in a baseball game,
Oh, hey,
great! There's a game. Wait, when did the baseball game start?
I'm just eating all the food here.
It's like, dude, we're about to go into the 7th inning stretch.
I need a 7th inning nap after all of that food.
I'm like, wait, I've been eating for 7 innings, but they must have been quick innings, dude.
It's been 2 hours.
It's been like 3 hours. This has like been long innings. I've been eating since. Woo!
I need to undo the belt for a second. Bring me my sweatpants.
It's gonna be like,
and I need a towel. I'm starting to sweat over here.
The dump I'm gonna have tomorrow is gonna be massive.
Bring me the dump bucket.
Bring me the master plunger. Anyway, yeah, if I found a baseball game that had that,
Yeah.
and then I'd actually consider going because, God no.
I've been to a number of them, and the last game I went to at Fenway, it was boring. I left in the 5th inning because they were already losing 10-1.
Well, it was the Red Sox, and I wonder why. Oh!
And this was even back when the Red Sox were good.
So, the last baseball game I went to was like a hometown, like a Binghamton,
Oh, okay.
New York game, because I was through my Bible college I was going to at the time. And it was part of like the opening, I think it was like the opening weekend, like one of the events for like freshmen and all that orientation stuff. I'd been there for, so I went to be kind of like friendly, open up and all that, you know that.
Of course.
And I wasn't sitting with anyone. I was bored out of my mind. I was like, I wasn't talking to anyone, because they were, and I was like, I look at it back now, I'm like, I see all the people with the beers they have. Them like, if I actually was drinking, which I wouldn't actually.
I think I would have had more fun if I
would
had
have
a
had
drink.
more fun. I would have, but I was not allowed to because during the semester at Davis College, you are not allowed to drink.
People must get real thirsty. You're allowed to slurp though.
No, you're not allowed to have a
Guzzle.
You're not allowed to have an alcoholic beverage
Ah.
during semester. You actually sign on to it.
Start purposely drinking O'Doul's, and they're like, "We said no beer," and it's like non-alcoholic. Suck it.
I'm
drinking it for the flavor.
The funny thing was
I'm drinking this out of spite.
Funny story. I disagreed with the guy when this happened, but I completely understand it with him now. It was ironic because my old hometown, like my first pastor,
Yeah.
Where I lived, his grandson this was.
All right.
We were in the apartments, the upperclassmen suites, so we were still on school property. So he kept beer down in the basement in our like storage unit, which we have access to the keys. Well, because they knew he had it down there, they had maintenance break in and catch him with it and try to like use it against like give him punishment. Like, no, you can't, because that's my property. I rent. You broke in there against my permission. I was just like, you shouldn't, because I was like, you still have to follow rules. It doesn't matter. I'm like, dude,
No.
you're dead on.
That's malicious compliance.
I was like, you had it, and yes, you're in violation of that. But the only reason they knew because they had the proof is because they broke into your property that you were renting, so it's your property.
Yep.
They only could have gone in there with your permission.
Exactly.
I'm like, I didn't like the guy, but I would definitely give him.
You know what?
I'll give
Loopholes are the greatest thing ever.
I'll give him that. I'll give him that because he's right.
Yeah.
So, and I've never been against drinking, just never knew what was good. Because I just remember.
Fair enough.
I just remember from my teenagers' days stealing my dad's old Milwaukee.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just, dude, oh.
And just taking a sip and going like, oh god.
Beer is horrible.
How do people drink this shit?
If you get drunk enough,
exactly.
You will have no taste buds.
Oh, dude, but so when I started actually officially drinking,
Yeah.
you know how many drinks I'd have to have in me before I could drink a Budweiser?
2, 3,
5.
5.
I had to actually be like really buzzed to be able to drink because I just wanted to drink, and that was the cheaper beer.
See, for me, it got to a point where I would have to have it. The first couple of beers had to be ice cold. So there was like little to no flavor, and it was so cold that I could just drink it super fast.
See, I actually got lucky when I actually started to drink. I had a bunch of people I knew. I wouldn't call them friends.
Yeah.
At the time, I would have probably called them friends, but no, they weren't friends. Who actually were beer connoisseurs. Like they knew good beer.
Oh, good.
They could talk to, and they would say, "Try this," and I was like, "Oh, that's good.
I like that flavor.
That was good." And I asked someone once about like, I can't remember what it was, but like I found a bunch of beers that way. That's how I've been, and eventually then just started going and buying stuff like, Boston Lager.
Boston Lager.
Nope. I didn't like it. I still don't like it to this day. Because here's the thing. The few times I actually had it when I started to drink, I'd always have it with a meal.
Oh,
and
okay.
a lot of times I'd have a meal. It didn't go well.
It didn't go well with it, yeah.
And the one that really made it locked in, like, nope, not me, for me, is every time I had mac and cheese with it, it just made the beer taste like...
No, it's really good for, like, steak and potatoes.
I could see that.
Yeah.
But when I had, like,
a stew.
Like, I had, like, a Blue Moon, that added to the...
Yeah, Blue Moon does it.
Added it to, like, almost added to the creaminess of the box and cheese mac and cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is saying something about the store box mac and cheese. If it seems creamier after you had a Blue Moon are fucking amazing.
Yeah, it is.
So, but yeah, it's okay. What are we on?
Well, we got a couple of heel turns to talk about.
Heel turns.
Yes. Well, one's not necessarily a heel turn,
How
but
do you turn your heel?
oh, shut up.
That's gonna hurt. I'm gonna turn my heel.
I hate you sometimes. Most of the time. Okay, all the time. I just put up with you for the show.
Okay. Well,
anyway,
my job is done here.
Sit back down. We got to talk about this. We got to talk about Kenny Omega, and then we got to talk about Will Ospreay. Or do you want to talk about Will Ospreay and then Kenny Omega?
Oh, I forgot about Will Ospreay.
Yes,
and I was the one who told you about
exactly.
That. Like, damn, I can't believe I forgot. It's been a long 2 weeks.
I know.
I
know.
But yeah, let's say Will Ospreay because I think that was the more shocking.
So Will Ospreay turned on Kazuchika Okada.
Yeah. Okay, so it was like the final matchup in the G1.
Yes.
And it was, I think Okada had the match won or like whatever. I can't remember. Someone else came. B. Priestley, which I'm glad that they're using.
Yes.
Because they own Stardom and she's part of that right now, and came out with him, which is great that they're to be able to be together over in Japan. Distracted the ref, and I can't remember who came out.
I'm gonna look that up for you.
Came out and attacked Okada with like a claw choke slam. Basically, it was a claw slam. You guess you could call it. And this guy's not huge.
No, not really.
I actually think Will is just a tad bit taller than him, but he looks intimidating as fuck.
Sorry, I'm still trying to look it up for you.
I know.
Talking about it.
Wait, you don't want a thing of silence?
It was the Great Okan.
A Great Okan. Okay.
He just came back from excursion.
Oh, okay. That works. So the Great Okan attacks Okada, and then Will Ospreay gets the win. He's acting all surprised and everything, and then he celebrates with his girlfriend. And you're like, wait, is this premeditated? Was this part B Priestley and Will doesn't know what's going on? And then he gets back in the ring and hits the knife edge chop to the back of the head.
Yes.
And just stands tall and he's turned on Chaos.
Goes off on a diatribe of Okada's been holding him back and this and that. Yeah. And I was just like, we've been needing this. Yeah. Like this is the thing that I've always enjoyed about, about like a faction that's clearly put together to keep one person elevated, and that one person hasn't been in the main event picture for a bit.
Yeah.
Of course everyone else is going to fracture underneath them.
Yep.
And I'm like, all right, cool. Okay, Ospreay turns. So, okay. Originally, it was supposed to be Jeff Cobb in the Great Okan's role.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
But Due to COVID-19, Jeff Cobb is not unable to do that right now.
Well, he's in the he was in the tournament.
Yeah, either that or maybe the having Great O'Khan was maybe one of those that was like, ooh, we can use the new guy who's coming back from excursion.
I think that's
instead of putting Cobb in suddenly into this role.
Well, also because it's better if anything lockdown happens and they can't get it back in.
Yes.
Like Jeff Cobb has to come back to the States and he can't come in. Then you just ruin this whole thing.
Right.
Whereas like Will Ospreay, and I'm pretty sure he's just probably gonna stick with it and live in Japan
most likely.
For now. So if like the things happen, he's still there and he can still be used, which would be smart. I like this because I know a lot of people comparisons to him to Kenny Omega in a sense.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, and I think the best way to get him to that next level is to step out as a heel.
Right.
He has to step out from Okada.
Also, I think it. I mean, I know for me, Ospreay has put on more weight.
Yeah, and he's looking good.
So I don't think he's going to be like we got to move him out of the junior heavyweight division.
Yeah.
Much like when Matt and Nick Jackson finally put on the weight and moved out of the junior heavyweight division, and suddenly it was just like, because now I want to see Ospreay for some strange reason go for the Intercontinental title.
Well, they had to separate the two belts first.
Yes. Yeah. But I would like to see him go for the Intercontinental title and then later on the World Heavyweight.
No, I want to see him go for the U.S. title first.
Okay, that one.
I want him to be the first American not to hold the U.S. championship. You thought I was going to go there, did you?
He's an Englishman.
He's an Australian.
No, New Zealand?
Maybe it's New Zealand. He's not from England. B is from England.
No, he's from England.
He is?
Yes, he's English.
Why is he talking about like Australia all the time?
Because he does a lot of work down there through New Japan.
Oh, because I thought it sounded like he was from there. Anyway, well, oh well. But yeah, it just I want him to be the first Englishman and non-American.
The first tag team he was part of, the Swords of Essex. God, why did I think that he wasn't from from England either? That's weird.
But I want him to be the first non-American to hold the U.S. championship.
Yeah, he was born in London, so yeah.
He can be the first non-American to hold the U.S. championship in New Japan.
He's not the first one actually held the belt first.
Kenny's American. North America.
He's Canadian.
North American. He's American.
You. No.
I got the nose pinch. Not that the glasses didn't come off, but I got him to pinch the nose.
No. All right. Yeah.
I'm gonna hold on to that. That's gonna be something I'm gonna hold on to for the longest time.
Speaking of Kenny Omega, though, it seems that we have the cleaner back.
Really? What makes you think that
I don't know.
It's the cleaner?
The two girls with the
who Lily was
sweeping,
who were literally cleaning up the stage while he had a 10-second matchup.
Oh, by the way, his entrance was longer. The wait between when the first entrance music ended and he just stood in the tunnel to when his actual entrance music started was longer than his match.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing against Sunny Kiss here, but this should not have gone even. It was like this is exactly what it should have been. I think it would probably be the same thing for Joey Janela.
Oh yeah.
Joey Janela is one of those guys. They're relying on his ability and knowledge to help with other people. He's not going to be a person who's ever going to be the world champion.
No.
I can definitely see him being TNT champion.
Yeah, at some point.
Possibly being tag team champion at some point.
Yeah, why not?
But his main role. They know his role is gonna be, and I think he realizes that he knows what that role is gonna be, and he's fine with that.
He's also the risk taker, crazy. Yeah. The dude takes risks that no other human should be willing to take. Darby Allin takes less risks.
Yeah, he does.
And Darby Allin, he did a drop in to a half pipe in a body bag.
Oh, wow. I thought he was a little bit older. But Joey Janela is only 31.
Yeah, he's a young kid.
I think he was older.
No.
But
No,
yeah,
the mystery of Joey Janela, the legend of Joey Janela, is about 46 years old.
Yeah.
The dude's been wrestling for 30 years, according to legend. Somehow, he's been wrestling since he was about 1 year old.
Yes.
He's like, I can walk. I started wrestling.
No,
I'm Joey Janela.
No, he started wrestling before he learned how to walk.
Yes. He was running ropes before he could walk properly.
If he went to walk, he fell down.
But yes, Kenny Omega, I like the fact that this is the cleaner that we've seen before in a way, where he's not there to put on the greatest matches ever. There's no struggle. It's clinical.
Well, see, the thing is, Wrestle Talk would disagree with you.
Why?
Because they said it's not just the cleaner. He's not doing what he did in New Japan.
Oh, no, he's not.
He's elevating it to a new, different, for American audiences and everything like that. But yes, I mean, he's definitely going to take the things that he did in New Japan. Because that's the essence of the cleaner.
Right.
But bring him and doing them and elevating the character now, after he went from being the cleaner to the Golden Lovers,
to the elite, the best bout machine.
I'd say the Golden Lovers because he went to a tag team version, and then to the best bout machine, which is kind of doing the same time the Golden Lovers thing. It was a mixture of the two, but then he went into the best bout machine. Hold on, when he won the title.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be interesting to see how he elevates it and all that. But we all know that the finals of this #1 tournament is going to be him and Hangman.
Yes.
Kenny winning it.
Hangman winning it.
No, it should be Kenny.
It's going to be Hangman.
No, it's going to be Kenny.
With help from Brandon Cutler.
It's going to be Kenny.
Because here's what's going to happen. So, Kenny first coming out, it's going to be Hangman and Brandon. Because everyone else from the Elite has turned their backs on them. So they come out together to show that they're together. Kenny's going to come out with the Young Bucks. And it's just going to be like, Brandon's like, you could come out for him, but not me. Thanks. You know what? Screw you, Nick. Screw you, Matt. I'm going to make you guys look terrible on BTE.
If Brandon Cutler's coming out with Hangman, that unable to win a match is going to rub off on Hangman.
No, it's not. No, it's not. The reason, because nothing can stick to Hangman. He is too drunk to be able to deal with it.
But no,
he lost his phone.
It's going to be Kenny who wins it, which is great. But
no, Hangman's gonna win it here.
No, he's not.
He's gonna beat Moxley.
No, he's not. He's not.
Oh no! What I would like to see here is that he does beat Omega. They go on to the next pay-per-view, Revolution. Kenny interrupts the match, causing a DQ finish for Moxley. Moxley doesn't care. He's walking out the champion anyway. We then build all the way to Double or Nothing, where it's, again, Hangman Page versus Omega, but now the championship is on the line. Kenny gets it from Moxley, okay? Don't worry about it.
No.
Yes. Yes.
No.
That's how it's going to go down.
Moxley and Omega at Revolution. Moxley wins it there. And like I said, definitely see them push Hangman to take the belt off of Moxley. Off of Omega at All Out, which I think would be a mistake. But the whole thing is, the plan is, apparently it's been revealed, is this was the plan all along.
Really?
For Kenny, was to be in the tag division, helping get other people over, and then being a massive push in the second year. This was apparently the plan all along.
All right, I like it though.
I think they're over exaggerating the plan. I think it's part of the saying this was the plan all along, to cover for himself, because obviously the plan for Kenny at the beginning of last year was he was going to be on a losing streak, and it didn't go over well with the fans, so they made an adjustment.
Yeah,
and they used to give him wins, but also still kind of doing the same thing they wanted to do, in a way. Still give these people a rub.
Oh yeah.
And then use him in the bigger picture.
I still think it's one of those, like, the idea that the Elite leave New Japan basically at the top. Like, they are the best in everything that they do. They're the most popular. They show up in the company that they created, and they can't get over. I liked that story. That they're like, right away, they're like, no, we're sadly stuck being distracted by actually running the company. Sorry.
No, it's not that they couldn't get over it. It's that they couldn't get wins.
They couldn't win.
They couldn't get the big wins.
Right. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Too bad that there weren't enough fans to understand that what you're doing is getting everyone else over.
Mm-hmm. Because everyone else looked at it. It's like, oh, see, they can't
compete on U.S. soil.
Yeah. Because that's not...
Meltzer is wrong giving Kenny a 5 stars and breaking 6 stars. See, Kenny Omega is shit here.
Yeah.
And you're like, you guys really... You're the worst fans ever.
WWE has hurt you as a fan because you don't recognize subtle storytelling
Not
anymore.
at all.
And that's one of the things that a lot of people are saying is Americans do not understand that kind of storytelling anymore.
I guess not.
Because... And if you think about it, when was the last time we got that kind of storytelling? NXT.
Yeah.
During the hot eras.
Yeah.
That's when we got that. The last big one was Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano.
Which took over a year to tell.
And that was after Tommaso Ciampa being out for almost a full year.
Right.
So it's one... And even before then, they were telling this story before that. For a year before.
You still saw it as they were tag team partners. And then the Cruiserweight
Classic.
Classic.
They literally set this thing up in the Cruiserweight Classic where we almost saw Tommaso turn on Johnny then.
Right.
And he didn't. And then you built to this over a year and a half later when Tommaso finally turns on Johnny.
Yeah.
You don't see that, and so you're not familiar with it. It's not a surprise. You could see some of it in TNA.
Yes.
And all that, but because they died and stopped doing it once Hogan came in.
Yeah.
And that's what people remember because it's been over 10 years. And it's like trying to remember back to just 2008.
Right.
You're 2006, 2008 to see how what it is. Like that's the reason why I went back to watch Nitro. The reason why I wanted to remember the differences. And oh my God, how many dirty finishes they had every week. And, I mean, it worked for what they were trying to do, for storylines. It's a great way to help.
It's interesting TV.
It was interesting TV. I mean, I wasn't watching it. It had it on my screen. I was listening to it. But I was constantly it was still kind of engaging. I wasn't even really watching, but hearing the commentators.
Yeah.
Watching over and watching some spots of it and seeing how the story would keep developing due to these dirty finishes. It worked, but at the same time, you cannot do that today. If you did that today, fans would stop paying attention because even back then, I remember my dad, it was when my dad was still watching. He stopped watching soon after. He said the characters didn't have personalities anymore. They were all kind of the same, which during the Attitude Era, you kind of started to see...
Yeah.
You did have unique traits for certain characters, like the Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, The Rock, Austin. Certain ones see that. But a lot of them did kind of...
There was a lot of variations of the same thing.
With not the traits not being obvious enough.
Right.
And then you just keep going on. And then, the whole Ruthless Aggression, PG era, mostly in the PG era, you can tell them, you say, tell me the difference. The difference between these two characters. That's a high flyer. He's a ground guy. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Their personalities, the exact same thing. They would do the exact same thing because they're being... Because someone in the back is telling them, and it's the same person who told this guy to do it this week, and then 3 weeks later, they're telling them this guy to do the same thing because no characters.
Right.
And the few who actually manage to have a character, we just don't care.
Oh, because at that point, we just lost anything. Yeah. Anyway... we're turning heel on WWE as usual.
Well, we've turned heel on WWE a long time ago.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to where Will is going to be going from here.
And Kenny, it'll be interesting
Yeah.
to see overall because I was excited.
Kenny's energy at the end of that match, with like 1, 2, 3, and he's just like, I'm bored.
Oh, by the way, if you're gonna go and watch any matchup from the G1,
Yeah,
watch it's Kota Ibushi and Minoru Suzuki, because holy shit,
Jesus, yes, damn.
how are they walking? How is Suzuki walking after that? Like,
So I
how
don't think
hard?
that Ibushi actually has a neck. I
Yeah,
think
I
that
don't think
that is just an imagination. There is just a orb that floats over a body.
Well, no, I'm just talking about the stiffness.
Well, yeah, that's why, because he doesn't have to worry about damaging his neck at all. There's no real neck there, so you could just keep battering his head and hit the orb that is his head into oblivion, and he won't really feel it.
Well, we found out that that's not true because Will Ospreay found the spot.
Yeah.
But no, I'm talking about like this the hits.
Yeah.
And everything. I'm just like, holy shit! Like this was I went and watched this one because Dave Meltzer said obviously they were reviewing the finale between Sonata and Kota Ibushi, which Ibushi ended up winning for the second year.
Nice.
And they said like in the finish, Sonata had him beat like in a choke, like a sleeper hold, and like he had him like he was out, but he defeated himself by going up for the moonsault, which Kota then got the knees up, but I'm like, oh, so it's just kind of obviously like he wants they went for the cheap spot to help. No, apparently Dave Meltzer got on, like, it was Alvarez who was talking about, and then Meltzer gets on and saying, well, that whole spot was like, yes, he went up for that, but like, Kota had two options. One, take the moonsault, lose the match, or B, get the knees up and to stop the moonsault, but literally destroy the knee that was already beaten to hell at this point.
Nice.
And all that, and hopefully maybe get the win. And I haven't watched that matchup yet. I actually rated that matchup in the finale, but I'm just like, oh, I gotta see this. But I hear them talk about that they were saying this was obviously supposed to be the best matchup of the card. It wasn't. They said that was Meltzer said it was probably Mizuki and Kota Ibushi. So I'm like, okay, if that's the matchup, I gotta go watch that one.
Yeah.
And yeah, the whole storyline of Kota Ibushi during this storyline was this: I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna beat you with your own style. That was the whole thing. That's
okay.
That's his style. They commented like Kevin Kelly was saying, like, I just want to see Ibushi get in here, start flying, and take down Suzuki as fast as he can. Don't go toe to toe because that's how he's probably.
And instead, he goes toe to toe with him.
It's not the most exciting matchup at the beginning, but when you actually watch like how hard hitting, and when you see the story, I picked up the storyline based on the commentary and like, okay, that's his entire storyline for this entire tournament is Kota Ibushi wants to get in there and beat people with their own style because he won last year and went to Wrestle Kingdom and lost. He didn't win with his own style.
Okay.
So he's gonna I'm gonna go and take my opponent. I'm gonna take their style and I'm gonna beat him with that. So that's the storyline I could see them doing with Naito. I'm gonna take Naito to the limits with his own style and claim the championship that way.
Okay.
Whereas like Okada's storyline, he did not use the Rainmaker. He created a new finisher, the Money Clip.
Okay, what is the Money Clip?
It's a choke. It's a submission hold. It's
Okay.
basically kind of like almost like $1 million man, but you're from the side instead of like from behind. You're kind of from the side.
Okay.
I wasn't really so sure when I saw it the first time. Like, oh, that's what the Money Clip was. I'm like, but like, no, it makes sense. It's the fact that he adapted to a submission. I think it was a cool idea, and he's won every match. Every match he won with Money Clip. He did not use the as far as I know, he did not use the Rainmaker. He hit versions of what would be like you could say the Rainmaker. He went for it, and he didn't actually.
He wasn't finishing matches.
He wasn't finishing matches. Like he'd hit a clothesline, he'd go for it, or he'd break out someone and then he'd hit a clothesline, kind of like we've seen him do before.
Yeah.
And people call it the Rainmaker, but it wasn't the official rollout
Yeah, it's not
pull
the
back.
true wrist lock
No.
lariat.
He's hitting you with a lariat kind of version of it. But yes, so I don't count as the Rainmaker unless you do the whole whip out and pull in lariat. It's not the
Yeah, no.
So it was an interesting idea. I liked it.
Cool.
It was interesting to see all the different storylines they had for these characters. I wish I knew more of them because like more people need to learn how to do that for tournaments.
Yes.
What's their storyline for this? Like AEW, we all know the finals of AEW's #1 contender tournament.
Still want to watch it for the stories.
No, I don't.
No?
You know why?
Why?
Because no one else has a story in there. The story. Actually, there's one other person who has a story now. And that's Pentagon because Rey Fenix got injured.
Yes.
That's the only reason why he has a story.
But really, it's just a roadblock in Kenny Omega's pursuit of Hangman Page.
Exactly. That's the only storyline that's going on.
But I'm interested in that.
I'm interested in that too. But when you have a tournament, I want everyone to have a story.
It is kind of difficult to set that up, though.
You can do it. If you do it right, you can do it. If you take the time to do it. Obviously, we know who's going to be the finals once you put those two in there. But to give other people storylines of potential also alternative finals sends like, okay, it's going to probably be this, but at least we have other options. It's the TNT tournament all over again. We knew it was going to be Lance Archer and Cody in the finals.
We did?
Yes, we did.
Oh. We did?
But we could have, there were so many other alternatives they could have done, like Darby Allin beating Cody to go in against Lance Archer and upsetting Lance Archer.
Orange Cassidy being Orange Cassidy.
There's so many things like we were trying to, so we'd have a little more excitement to the tournament instead of having, we know the finals.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. Like AEW needs to learn how to do a tournament because they don't know how to do a good tournament at the moment.
Well, also remember that was also the start of COVID, and all of the people that would have like Pac, who would have been in there, a lot of the people that would have been in there just didn't even get the chance.
I understand that, but again, we were giving them options of what they could have done.
I know.
And they didn't even but we all knew it was like this.
Yeah, they don't listen to us. They just don't. The microphones are here, but they don't pay attention.
I know. They probably had a panic last week when we didn't have a show. Like, how are we going to steal ideas this week?
Yeah, it's the reason that WWE's being investigated now. We didn't have a show last week, and they were like, what do we do? And the Department of Health is like, why are you panicking? We need to look into this.
Yes. Has COVID mutated?
Yeah. It's like, no, we didn't get a podcast last week.
And we don't know what to do now.
As the Buckle Turns wasn't here. We're sorry. We're so sorry.
Yeah, they definitely need to come up with it better when they do tournaments. Yeah. Make sure everyone has a story where we can actually have payoff to these stories at different parts of the tournament. Also, the overall head, we can see like 2 or 3 major finals that would be good for that storyline. Yeah. They could also be used.
There was also only 8 people in it.
Again, I know, but you can still come up with. You could put 6 other people in there that would have better stories.
Yeah, whatever.
But
they did what they did.
Oh, I know, but we all know it's all there for that final, which I'm fine with. But again, give me something else at least to bite my teeth into instead of saying we gotta wait till the finals because we're gonna get this matchup finally, and because we know we're getting that final.
And
I'm sorry, I want something more.
Whatever.
But what else do we got on the
That's
docket?
it.
That's it?
Yep.
How much time do we have left?
We're done.
Oh, really? We're done?
Yep.
We don't get to talk about what we were going to talk about. We haven't really settled on what we were going to do.
We didn't have anything else.
No, we were going to talk about the mid-card of Hell in WWE and mid-card of...
yeah. No, if this show had gone about 45 minutes shorter, I definitely would have talked about that.
Well, then we were possibly talking about booking a mid-carder to in AEW, but potentially.
Again,
yeah,
we have to give that its own show.
So next week, when nothing happens this week?
No, we got double predictions next week.
Yeah, those won't take that long.
Right.
No, we have 2 weeks before that.
Nope. We have to do them next week because the week after, those shows are going to be on Saturday.
But we can record the Thursday before them.
Yes, except for the fact that by the time the show goes up, New Japan will be completely finished with their show.
Wouldn't be the first time we do that.
Yeah, I want to get those out there earlier.
Nah. We'll worry about that next week.
Yeah.
That'll be a problem for future Tim and Adams to figure out.
Ha! Fuck those guys.
Exactly. So we should just close out the show then?
Yes.
For reverse, you close out the show.
All right, I'll go ahead and close out the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for tuning in this week. Tim, you were awesome as always.
No, I don't like this. No, we're going to do it. I'm going to close it out.
I was giving you a compliment.
No,
all right.
It's just wrong.
Fine.
I need to close out the show. Ladies and gentlemen, you made it to the end of this hour and a half podcast.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give us a thumbs up. You're clearly liking what we're talking about, or you just like to listen to me and Adam bitch about something.
That happens.
98% of the time. We're talking about news and we're bitching about it.
I'm going to complain about you talking about us complaining.
Well, I'm going to complain about you complaining about us complaining about whatever we're complaining about.
You know what? I'm going to leave you a review online. I'm going to subtweet you.
Ooh.
The T Green guy. What a douche.
Join the other people who do that.
All right.
Anyway, since you're going to hit that, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below and let us know what you thought of the show. Your predictions for Bound for Glory, even though that's going on right now.
Yeah.
And you're going to be right 100% of the time.
Of course.
But we won't know that. We'll pretend not to know that.
How about you in the comments tell us about that show?
Yeah, did you
All
watch
right.
it? Did you like it? Should we check it out? Because I can't watch Impact right now because it just seems like a dance to me. And it's not against anything against them. It's just I can't. But anyway, also, give us hit that subscribe button.
Ding!
Ring that bell.
Ding! Ding!
And turn on all notifications so you know when all As the Buckle Turns and other Zop Gaming content go live, like Fantasy Booking AEW.
Yes, and New England Wrestling Alliance Slamming Saturdays that go up sometime between Sunday and Wednesday.
Yeah, you can forget that last one.
Hey.
What are you going to do about it? You know what you're going to do about it? You're going to get bent.